everybody. I'll give you a few minutes to jump on. We do have audio tonight. I did remember that I needed to make sure my microphone was turned on. I have a really cute fun fold for you tonight. Now, I will tell you this. You need to follow along with instructions with me. It's not hard, but you just need to do it in the right order. So I'm going to walk you through step by step. And we are using tonight Playing in the Rain. And it seems like a lot of people had this stamp set out this week. And I think it's because of the cute little bunny that is, where is it? Right by my finger, right? Nope, right here. This one. This finger. And there's a whole bunch of cute dies that go with this too. And we're going to be using some of those tonight as well. I pre-cut some of my die cuts just for the sake of time, and I wanted to make sure that you had those. I do apologize for not coming to you last night. Our internet service was not working. I had another Zoom call scheduled. I had to cancel that, and then I had another Zoom call, which I thought my internet was fixed, and we got on there, and I had to give somebody else control and just go on the data of my phone. So I do apologize for that, but I have some really cute stuff for you tonight. And I'm going to continue trying to do these sporadically through next week too, leading up to Easter, spring, Easter. Some of these cards are springy. But tonight, let me turn you down and I'm going to show you this adorable little bunny. Let me know when you're here. You never know. Maybe tonight's the night I give out an embellishment for all those attending. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, here we go, turning you down here. And this is our adorable little card. Now, my friend Jill, and I got some ink on it, doggone it, I'm gonna have to replace my cloud. My friend Jill made this card, and she made it more florally with some of the, I'm gonna forget the name of it. Wishes. The paper that goes with the Wishes set. And I can look it up for you. But anyway, she made a card that was so cute. I'm like, oh my gosh, how did you make that? And this is what happens when you open it. It changes the message. How cool is that? Now this does work best with circles, although I am dying to try this with the small arch here. And making this with that cross set that I used on our last live. I think it'd be really awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. To make this card, we are using, as I mentioned, the Playing in the Rain set. And we're going to start out with some Lost Lagoon paper. And I'm going to kind of tell you all the papers that you need to do. So if you want to follow along with me, you can. So we're going to need a front piece, which is 5.5 by 4.25. So I'm going to go ahead and get that 5.5. And actually, I'm going to cut it at 4.25 because a lot of the other pieces, we can almost get every piece for this card out of one sheet of cardstock if you cut it at 4.25. So here's a question for you guys. Is anybody having trouble with their nails right now? Look at this nail. All mine are like busted off at the end. And I take vitamins, but I'm just like, this is ridiculous. They were really nice and long, and now all of a sudden they're smothered. Okay, so our first piece is going to be 5.5 by 4.25. So let me quit talking here. 5.5 by 4.25. Now this piece here is going to be the front of your card. 5.5 by 4.25. Set that piece aside. Then we need a piece that is 5.75 by 4.25. So we're going to take this other piece that we have here, and we're going to cut it at 5.75 by 4.25. And this piece is the back panel. And on this piece, you're going to score it at 5.5. So you're just giving it 1/4 of an inch score line. Okay, this is the back panel. So you can set that as we got the front and we have the back. Now for the insides, you are going to need a piece of 8.5 by 4 1/4. So 8.5 we have there. So we need to do 4 1/4 here. Just like this. Okay. And this one we're going to score at 4 1/4. So we're going to cut it, or we're going to score it in half. Okay. Just like this. This is your inside piece. And it's going to fold just like this. So that's an inside piece. And then we have the inside slider, which that's going to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. A lot of 4 1/4 measurements here, as you can see. Whoops. So 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and we're going to do this in white, basic white. 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And this piece, we're actually going to score it at 2 3/4. Just the way it is right now, 2 3/4. And this is going to give us, on this one, a 1/2 inch piece that we're going to line up. And this goes to the inside, okay? Then you're going to need some Designer Series paper. And I chose, oh, and what is the name of this set? Let me grab the paper here. I got it right here. Everyday Happiness. I love, love, love this paper. So cute. Everyday Happiness. And I've cut a piece 5 1/4 by 4. And it's going to get put on to our front piece, which again is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. We're just going to glue this down, okay? Before we do that, though, we also need another piece of white that is 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to cut that. This is going to go on the inside of our, actually, I'm sorry, it's 5 1/4 by 4. I read my instructions wrong. This is the one we have to cut down a little bit. By 4. There we go. And that is going to go on this back panel here. Because you want to have white so that you can read the words and so forth. Okay, so let me go over our pieces with you. We have the front, which is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, with a layer here of 5 1/4 by 4 designer paper. Then we have the inside piece here, and this is the inside piece that is scored at 4 1/4, and it's 8 1/2 by 4 1/4. So we're basically just scored it in half like this, okay? Then we have the other inside mechanism, and this mechanism is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, scored at 2 3/4 on the 3 1/4 inch side. And that gives us this 1/2 inch crease here, okay? Then we have the back panel, and the back panel, again, is 5 3/4 by 4 1/4, and you're going to score it at 5 1/2, and that's just going to give you your little 1/4 inch edge here, okay? And then this piece we're going to actually put over top of this. And this piece here is 5 1/4 by 4. All right, before we start putting everything together, we have some bunny. We have a bunny to stamp. I didn't do the bunny. So I'm going to take out, and I'm going to set my cutter aside here for just a minute because we're not going to be using it right at the moment. We've already scored everything. And I'm going to grab my block, and I'm going to grab the bunny out of here. Now, you could use the turtle. You could use the bunny. I mean, this set is really cute. There's a little fox with the rain. This would be really cute to do rain on one side and sunshine on the other side. So, all right, let me see if he'll fit on here. Perfect. And we're just going to stamp him in Memento. We're going to color him in with blends. Let me know if you're here and if you're watching. Hopefully my comment thing is working tonight. I know this is not my normal time, but I was running late. I worked later at work today, and I don't know if you can see that. Let me do another one just so you can see how easy he stamps. He's such a good image. Now watch me mess this one up. There we go. Is anybody doing anything fun this weekend? I am going to be at a retreat in Gladwin, Michigan, which I think will be a blast. There's 38 ladies at the Riverwalk, and I will be there as a vendor this weekend. Hi, Joy. Welcome. All the way from Alabama. Hopefully, excuse me, hopefully you didn't have any of those bad storms roll through there. But I will be there at the Riverwalk in Gladwin as a vendor this weekend. And I'll be helping ladies make some cards, and some of the ladies do scrapbook pages. So, of course, you know, I'll have to put my hands in that pot and help out too. Okay, now on this card, I did his little jacket here in the Lost Lagoon. Now, you could pick any color. You could have it hot pink if you wanted to, with the berry burst to match the kite. I was just trying to pull all of the colors together. So I'm going to first color it with the light Lost Lagoon. And then I'm going to come back in with my, I think this is light. Nope, I'm sorry, dark. I picked up the dark. We're doing dark first. And Joy, if you missed the measurements, oh good, you didn't get any. If you missed the measurements, go ahead and watch the replay. It'll be out on YouTube permanently. I know Facebook only allows our lives to be out there for 30 days. So I'm using YouTube more and more. I just love YouTube. So you can catch them there too. All right, and then I'm going to take my light. Well, I got to do these little buttons here a little bit darker. There we go. And I'm going to take the light Lost Lagoon and come in and do the rest of his little jacket. Just like this. Now the puddle does not stay. The puddle gets cut out separately. And he was flying a kite in this grass. I don't want a puddle, so that worked out great for me. If you want a puddle, you can stamp it and color it and add it to yours if you'd like. Just going to go right back in here and add just a wee bit more dark back, especially by the collar, because I know that that is one of the darker areas here. And a little bit on the bottom corners there. There we go. And then I'm going to take, and I know this looks bright at first, but it really mellows out. This is the light Pretty in Pink. Yeah, I would love it if you switched over there, Joy. That way you're not going to miss anything too. And it's nice. I don't know if you have YouTube TV or not, but it's nice because you can actually watch it on your television set. Or if you have a smart TV, you can do that too. Okay, now I just added a little pink down here on his little toes just to give him a little color down there too. So I did his nose and his ears, and this is the light Pretty in Pink. Now we're ready to cut him out. So let me go ahead and I'm going to move a couple things off of my platter here that I have going on. And I have the die, and I love using Post-it note tape just to hold my pieces together here, and then I don't have to worry about them slipping. And I can make sure that everything is lined up the way that I want it, and that looks pretty good. And I just put this right over top of my die, and it holds it in place, doesn't move. And then I can run this through. Now we are using Stylish Shapes with this too. Now you could use pretty much any circle on here. I like the Stylish Shapes. They always look nice. I'm just going to take my sticky tape off. And I can reuse that. And there we go. I'm going to put my die right up here. And then I went ahead and I did cut some clouds in some of my other pieces like I had mentioned before. So those are right there. And we'll get to those in a minute. Okay, now assembly. We are going to glue down our front designer paper to our front cardstock. Again, the measurements for the front, 5.5 by 4.25 for the Lost Lagoon piece. And then I have here designer series papers 5.25 by 4. And we're just going to glue them down. I'm using Tombow. You could use Seal too. Oh, thanks, Joy. All right, there we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, now we're going to take our Stylish Shape circle, and I'll have to count to give you the number that it is in my dies. 1 second. I have 2 sets of these, so... And sometimes they can get a little mumbo-jumbled up here. So let me see what I have. It is going to be... Let me make sure. It is going to be the 3rd largest. So it's the middle die, no matter which directions you go, okay? So we're going to take that middle die, and we're going to lay it on our piece again. And I want it in the bottom corner, but I don't want it too close to the edge, okay? But yet I want to give it enough room to where things are at for my bunny and my grass and then my kite. So I'm going to put it right about here. I'm just going to hold that down, and I'm going to run it through my cut and emboss machine. If you're on, let me know that you're here. Tonight, I'm going to give away a free embellishment for those in attendance. Get that tape off of there without ripping my stuff, because I can use that for something else. All right, so now we have this piece here. Now what we're going to do, and on our card, you'll see this inside piece, that 8.5 by 4.25 piece, we're going to take this piece here and you're going to line it up with the edge and you're going to glue it down. And you're going to see it's going to hang over about 1 inch on the other side, okay? And that's okay. That's going to give us room for our mechanism. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go around the edges here and where I have the non-circle area, because I got to run this through my cut and emboss machine to get the circle in this piece. And then I'm just going to take the piece that's folded right here. I'm going to take it and line it up very good. And you want to make sure that the sides and the top and the bottom are all lined up, just like this. And I'm going to wipe that glue away. We're not going to use that for anything, but I just don't want to get it in my cut and emboss machine. Okay, now I want to have a piece here for my inside. Now on this one, I didn't do it. And I needed a piece here, but it's going to be too hard for me to cut out after the fact. So I went ahead and I cut a piece of designer series paper. This is 4 by 4. And I'm just going to lay this centered in the inside. And when you run this through, you're going to have to run it through a couple times. And this is from that same designer series paper pack. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to take this same die and I'm going to leave this closed. Okay, and I'm going to run it through. And I'm going to line it right up in there. I'm going to tape it down. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm going to tape it down right in there, just like that. And run it through my cut and emboss machine. Now this is going to be a thick layer. You may have to adjust your plates a little bit if it's going too rough. You don't want to damage your machine. Okay? It's going to be a little tough to crank through, and you're going to run it through a couple times just to make sure. Sorry about the jiggling table here. Just to make sure it cuts all the way through. Okay? And if it doesn't, I'm going to show you a little secret. So if it doesn't cut all the way through, you can still see the line up here on the back, and that one didn't cut through at all. I'm gonna run it through open and see if that works better. All right, let's see if it cut through this layer. Looks like it did. Yep. Just wanted to make sure before I pull the tape off. And I'm being careful because I don't want to rip my designer series paper that's on there. And I did a little bit, I think. Right there. Doggone it. I'll have to glue that back down. Actually, I think if I brush it off completely, you might not even be able to see it. You have to be so careful with this tape because I ran it through a couple times and it just kind of embeds itself in there. Good place for an embellishment, right, all? I'm doing it down here too. There we go. All right. So now we have it through that one. Now I can see my marks here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can kind of there. And I'm going to lay it right back on here, and I'm going to cut this one out. And it kind of just fits there naturally. So we're just going to put that on there. And I'm going to run it through the cut and emboss again. You could also trace around this too, if you wanted to. Let's see if that went through, and it did. Okay, look at that. Okay, so now we have our inside that has designer paper on it, which I love. And we have our front cover, which I mucked up a little bit there, but we're going to put an embellishment on there. And now we need to take our piece. Now this piece was called our inside piece. I'm sorry, this piece was called our back piece. It's 5 3/4 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. It just gives you this little lip here, okay? Now this piece is going to connect on to our inside piece just like this. So this flap here is going to connect to the back side of our inside, just like that. Okay? Now, before we do that, though, we want to take our white piece and adhere it right here. Now, I know this is risky because guess what? You're going to have to be very careful stamping, okay? But I know you all can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And if we make a mistake, we just cover it up with something, right? So we're going to put this just like this, kind of center it. There we go. Okay, and then this piece here gets glue. And remember, it's folded in, okay? Folded in. And you could use tear tape on this too, or seal, whatever you're more comfortable with. Woo! There we go. And then I take, now this is the front. Let me show you. Front, inside, And then this piece here is going to go right on the edge of this inside, just like this. And again, you're just going to line it up. Okay? Just like so. And I got to push it a little bit. I should have bone folded it, and I didn't. And it lines up perfectly, just like this. Okay? Now, our last piece that we need to put on, and this piece is going to be our mechanism. So this is the piece that we're putting on, and it hooks onto our front. Okay, and you can see how it's folded in here. So let me show you. Front piece, okay? This fold is in. Put glue on it, just like this. Okay? Open your card, and this goes just like this, lined up good, so you don't have any overhang. Just like that, and press it down. So it looks like this on the inside. Okay, now here's where it gets a little tricky. All right, so when my card is open, I want fun in these flowers. So I'm going to take my flowers here, and I'm going to actually put the back side of my stamp on because I haven't done that yet. I do this a lot, and I shouldn't because it really helps when you're stamping. And I don't know if you guys know how to put these these stickers on like this, but I always put them on a block. Then I peel off the top layer just like this. Provided my nails work. Well, I told you they're so brittle. There we go. Now I got it. Okay, and then you find where your flowers are. Okay, so it goes like that. And then you just lay it over the top of the stamp. I got to pull it closer to me, but you lay it over the top of the stamp just like this. Voila. And now we're going to stamp these flowers in the inside with Memento ink. Okay? And I want to leave enough room for the word fun. So I'm going to kind of turn them like this and push that down just like that. There we go. Got my flowers in there. Now the word fun, the last time I did in the Lost Lagoon. This time I think I'm going to do it in Berry Burst. I think it would be fun. No pun intended. And let me get my foam mat out. Move that card so I don't get more on that one. And I got the word fun. I'm just coming in here and putting fun right there. Ooh, yes. I'm on a roll. That was Berry Burst. And then we're going to color our flowers with blends. I am using the light Daffodil Delight. I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to do all the petals in light Daffodil Delight. Got to take off my glasses. Can't see up close anymore. Anybody else have that problem? Before, I needed bifocals. Now, the bifocals I can't see up close with, and I'm nearsighted, so I can't see far away. So I'm like, what the heck do I do now? Why has my eyes changed so much, you know? But the doctor said, I guess that commonly happens to people. Your eyesight improves one direction or the other. All right, there's those, and I'm going to use Berry Burst. And I am using the light one for the center of the flowers. Just like this. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with Granny Apple Green, and I'm using the light on that too. And I'm just going to go over the leaves a little bit, and I do a little bit on the stem because it doesn't bother me at all that it just kind of outlines that stem a little bit. There. Now we need to take, I cut out grass using the dies in this wonderful set, Playing in the Rain. I have 2 green grasses. Well, I had 2 green grasses. All right, where'd my grass go? Here's my bunny. Here's my kite. Here's my clouds. Here's my kite. Here's that. All right. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Maybe underneath? Nope. Maybe underneath there. Nope. 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 Well, I might have to cut out another grass. I lost some grass. That's not good. Let me grab the die out and I'll get one more green grass. All right. And I am using Granny Apple Green for this. You just have to bear with me a minute while I run my piece through. Now there's another really cute set that is really Easter related. It goes with the Storybook Friends, but I like how big the letters are in here. So if you're scrapbooking, this would be fun to make a scrapbook page similar to this. You know, you could put the card on there, and instead of having words and a flower here, you could actually put a picture in there, mount the back side to your card, or I mean to your 12 by 12, and make an interactive scrapbook page. Okay, there it is. We have our green grass. I'm gonna put the die back before I lose it. There we go. Okay, now, when I started out with the kite. Now, I didn't want a black kite, but I wanted a black string just so it would stand out. So I cut out another kite, and we're just gonna cut it apart, okay? So that I can have the berry burst in there. And all you're gonna do is you're just gonna snip it like this. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then we're going to glue it onto our kite like this. And this is all using the die set. There we go. And here we go, just like this. And then I wanted to add the Granny Apple Green divider in here. I don't know what you call these, but they go on like this on the kite. So I'm going to glue those on because I just thought it ties the grass in nicely. Now, if you want all the tutorials for these Easter projects, all you have to do is put in a $35 order on my website, Stampin' Created by You, .stampinup.com. Okay, so we have our kite ready. We want to put one of our grasses flat. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to put it down right about here. Okay. Then we're going to pop our bunny up on dimensionals. Let me grab some dimensionals here. Whoops. I've got to dig my take your pick tool out. It's driving me nuts not to have it. And then I'm going to put him like right down here. And then I'm going to pop up this other piece of grass with a dimensional. Right there in the middle. So we're using both the large and the small dimensionals. And I just want that to cover his foot just a wee bit. Just like that. Then we're going to hook our kite on. You can see on this one, I did not attach the tail of the kite. I just kind of put it underneath where his hand goes there. Now you could put a glue dot there if you wanted to, or you can just take a drip of glue, which I'll show you here, on the top part of the kite right there. And when you insert that in, just press down just a little bit, and that'll hold that end, and then you can take your dimensional backing off and position your kite in the air like this. Whoops, guess my glue did not hold there. Let me hold it a second. I think I want to move that over just a little bit. Make it curl up. There we go. Much better. And then we're going to take the clouds and we're going to put dimensionals on them. And I use the big cloud right here. And then I took the smaller cloud. These are just cut out of basic white. They're from the set. I love it because these clouds go really good with other... Oops, and I put the dimensional on the wrong side. Well, it's going down like that now. There we go. They work really well with the airplane set too. So if you have that one. Whoops. There we go. And this one goes right over here like that. Okay, so we have our front of our card done. I got to put a little rhinestone or something over my mistake here. So we have it. So when it opens, we have nothing. So we need to put something in there. And I'm going to put Oh Happy Day. And just like I did with the fun, I'm going to make it this time in Berry Burst. Okay. Let me grab Berry Burst back out here. Whoop. And that is going to go right in here. No whammies, no whammies. Voila! All right. Now I thought, well, what else could I put in there? So that stamp set that I was showing you has the word Hello Spring. So I did stamp it in Berry Burst, and I fussy cut it. Yes, you guessed it. I did fussy cut it. And I'm going to put spring in here just like this, because I thought, well, that would be cute. Kind of a little modification there. I'm just going to put some liquid glue on this. So it'll look like this. Okay. All right. So now this is our card. So when they open it, so it says fun there. When they open it, it says, Oh Happy Day Spring. Now I could cut another character. I could do a turtle. Maybe we will do a turtle. Let's have some fun with this. Let me mask up my turtle here. I gotta clean all these when I'm done. And the turtle is really cute. Put that on there like that. And we're just gonna peel this off. See, my nails are busting so bad. All right. You guys are probably like, come on, get it already. Well, this is crazy. I cannot get that off. I don't have my Take Your Pick tool, because that would work wonderfully. Let me see if I have anything else here that will pull them off. I normally don't have any trouble. I think it's because you all are watching me too. All right, here's our turtle. Come on, there we go. There's our turtle, and we're just gonna take him, make sure he's going the right direction. Our little poor little guy will be done up the wrong way. And we just put this on just like this. And I'm gonna grab my white piece of paper here, set my card up there, and grab my Memento ink again. And we're gonna ink this up. Put him right there, voila. And then I'm going to come in, I'm going to grab my other Granny Apple Green Dark. And that's weird, dark and light. Okay, we're going to do his inside of his little shell thing here. Light Granny Apple Green. We have a really cute turtle set coming out in the new catalog too. If you don't have a catalog, let me know and I'll get you one. All right, we're gonna make his legs light too. And then I'm going to come in with the dark Granny Apple Green. Hello, Susan Schneider. How are you? Susan and I and a bunch of other ladies had so much fun at On Stage. It was an absolute blast. And then I'm going to come in here, I'm going to make a little bit of this dark. And I got to get his little arms too. And I'm actually going to come in here, I know this is going to sound stupid, but with a light Daffodil Delight. Okay, and then I'm going to come back in with the light Granny Apple Green. And just kind of blend this all out. Because I wanted that lighter color than even his shell was here. There. Make it look a little yellowy color. Ooh, that blends about had it. Alright, so there's my little turtle. I think he looks pretty cute. And then I'm going to make his flower petals. I want to make them match the other flowers that we did on the other part of the card. And the berry burst. Okay. Then I'm going to cut him out. Let me grab my die for him. And I need to get a piece of my tape. I think this little set's on the last chance list too. I'm going to miss him. He's so cute. All right, there we go. I'll run him through. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. Then we'll bring our card back in here. And I think we can put him just like that. I'm not going to glue down his flower, though, because that has got to be able to move freely back and forth, okay? So let's just glue down his little body here. I'm not popping him up or anything. I'm staying away from that, just his side of his body, just like that. Oh my goodness, is that cute or what? All right. So look at, and even left 3-dimension over here. So there's the fun. And then when we open the top of the card, oh, happy day, spring. All right, now let's cover up my boo-boo here. Let me find an embellishment that I love. I think we need something bright. Let me see what I have. Let me see, let me see. I have so many embellishments. I want something really bright. Well, you know, this is kind of funny. I have a few. Of these left from Celebration. And you folks who joined tonight, guess what? One of you is going to win these. I will give everybody a chance to enter till Sunday, and then I'll pick one lucky winner for this embellishment. All right, let me take these out. Again, these are left over from Celebration, but who cares, right? They're cute and they'll match perfectly. I can cover up my spot. I'll put another one maybe right there. And there is my card. And when you open it, you happy day. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Show me some love. Make sure that you leave some comments for me so I know that you're here. And then I will draw on Monday when I go live. I will draw, and the winner will get these embellishments sent to them. Okay? I hope you enjoyed our cards tonight. Here's the other card. Just like that. And see, this one I didn't do the inside, and I really think the inside done really makes it. Let me know your thoughts. And if you want the free tutorial, all you have to do is spend $35 in my online store and you'll get all the tutorials. You'll get the tutorial for this card that we made last night. I'm sorry, the night before. Here's the other one. You'll get the tutorials for these, the tutorials for these, and you'll get the tutorial. I got him stuck to my desk. There we go. You get the tutorial for my cute little bunny box with the crossed ears. So it'll be quite the tutorial package, and we still have some more days to go. I have a really cute garland that I'm going to make with you all, and there's a couple more cards that I'm going to make with you all. But you'll get the tutorial for those absolutely free with a $35 purchase. And don't forget to leave me a comment. I see Joy's here, Susan's here, And I know there's some other people on here, but I cannot see you. So if you're on, make sure you comment so that you go in for the drawing for these wonderful embellishments here, these sequins, sticky sequins. I love them. They are actually called the purple adhesive back sequins. Okay? All right, until next time, folks. Remember, I will not be with you this weekend because I will be at a retreat in Gladwin at the Riverwalk. I'm vending there this weekend. If you're in the area, stop by and see me. But I will be back on with you on Monday. Have a blessed evening.